Good morning, Dave again, Tom's on the other side. We've had a few customer requests about windows. Best way to travel, what to do, how to do. On the Supreme and Leaders, you'll get the nice easy slide up for night time, slide down for the fly screen, split them apart, access your window. These have the little twiddlers. There's probably a formal name for it, but we like to call them twiddlers. So you can wind out and set your window to wherever you like and still shut the fly screen, get the breeze in. What we suggest is when you shut your windows, don't be lazy and just do one, thinking you're going to open your window again tomorrow. Shut them all, takes a nanosecond, you're ready for travel. And with this style of window, we suggest travelling with it down. Gravity can't take it any further. You can still see through that your window is shut and locked and ready for going. If you do that, you've got no idea if your window is open or closed, so you've either got to go around your van and check them all, and if you do them apart, you'll get somewhere and that would have slid down and you'll blame each other for not checking windows. So for travel, we suggest down. The feedback we've had with these, and we notice it in the yard as well, they do get sticky occasionally in the magnetic strip. So for storage, you probably put it up to keep the sunlight out, split them apart a finger width. That way you're not going to get any issues. If they are stuck and you're away camping, you can start from one edge and sit there and pry, and it'll gently pop open. You can squirt it with some soapy water, or you can get some multi-grips out, put a cloth in it, because the multi-grips will give you a bit of leverage, so that then you can pop them open as well. Don't just stand there trying, because it's a pain and you'll hurt yourself. What we're also going to show you is some of the other windows and some of the different vans, generally the older vans, and the suggested way to travel with those. So if you've got time, you're coming out of storage, you've left them connected, and you go, oh, that's not working, get yourself some dishwater, nice and soapy, squirt along in the gap. It's not going to do any harm to your window because you're generally cleaning it anyway. But getting that soapy water in the gap will find its way in, and we'll come back to that in 5 or 10 minutes and it'll just be pop, open we go. So now a different style window. We're sitting in a lovely little second-hand JK Journey, bunks, all the bits and pieces. These windows are a little bit different in that they're in the roll-up style, not the concertina style. What we've found with these, and not in particular this window, but the older style of such, I don't have one to show you, they can release in travel and spin up. In worst case scenario, it'll overspin itself. You'll pull it down and then it won't retract up nicely. So for these, we suggest travelling with them apart. The other thing we've had some customer feedback on, I was just researching for a mate, somebody in his travelling party forgot to shut the window properly and it disappeared. Different caravan makers can use a generic window. Some will use a different size window, and if you lose it, it may not be as easy as you think to find another one. Thinking of you, Jim. So always make sure that they're locked down. Same sort of thing for this one though. If you do travel, if for storage, you may leave it connected to keep the daylight out. The beauty of this style of window is if you do lose these clips, you can easily put a bulldog clip in to hold them up as well. Now we're going to show you some really old windows. All right, this is a much older style of window. It doesn't separate up and down. We've got curtains to draw for night time. We've got a fly screen here. We've also got the fly screen here. The winder, which can operate on either side if you didn't want to be a lefty. The trick with these is when you wind them shut, make sure you lock them shut. There's a little notch on the outside you can flick with your finger to make sure they're shut. The other way is you just gently tension up again and go, right, that didn't move. Because the same thing, if that's open and you drive down the road, it could potentially disappear on you. Get the bugs out of it before you close it properly though. So that's just a little chat on some generic caravan windows and the way to travel with them. On this one, you'd probably just leave it like that so the daylight's in when you come in. What we'll do now is we'll go back to that one we squirted and see if it's ready to pop. All right, so we've hopped from this one to the Jayco to the Golden Rambler, 3 different styles of window, and we've sprayed this. So now, it hasn't quite sprayed in enough, but we can get it apart. If I'd left it a bit longer, it would have been a lot easier to do. So it's just these little magnetic bits. If you try and jam a butter knife in, 2 things are going to happen. You'll slip through and scratch your window, or you'll start twisting here and you'll start chafing up and chipping out all of this. So if you've got time, give it a squirt. If you don't have time, cloth and the multi-grips, and you'll be able to work out which way you have to lever it. But best practice for storage, just leave them apart a bit and then you don't have the problems anyway. Hopefully that clears up a bit of your window questions. If not, we'll listen to some feedback and talk about something else.
Very good.
Time to go camping, isn't it, Tom? Tom's just wanting to see if all of these are sticky. Yes, they are all sticky. So I'll give them all a squirt and then we'll go around and separate them all apart. There you go. Easy peasy.